for the authorization of share capital by memorandum and articles of association of the entity. If the minimum subscription is not received, that is the minimum amount that has to be received from the public, the system of issuing shares to the public, whether it is properly operated or not, if the minimum subscription is not received, that is the minimum amount that has to be received from the public, Hello everyone, I am Arshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the 5th session of Unit 5, that is verification and valuation. So my dear students, we were discussing about this unit, that is verification and valuation, and we have learnt many assets and liability, that is how we are going to verify that assets and liabilities. Let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. As I told you, we were discussing about verification and valuation of assets. So we have learned how we are going to verify goodwill, how we are going to verify the investment, stock in trade, plant and machinery, patents and trademarks, copyright. So these are the few concepts what we have discussed in a previous session. In today's session, we shall continue with new topic, that is verification and valuation of share capital. Of course, my dear students, you know capital is very important in each and every organization. So what do you mean by capital? The amount which is invested in the business is called as capital. Let us see how an auditor has to verify the capital which is contributed in the organization. So when there are new issues, share capital in a special sort of liability of a company, when share capital has been issued during the year, auditors should verify in the following aspects. Of course, as I told you, capital is very important for each and every organization, and capital can be raised in many ways. So it can be raised by issuing shares to the public or by borrowing loans from the financial institution. Today we are going to discuss about share capital, that is how the capital has been raised by issue of shares to the public. So what do I mean by share? So share in the sense, share is a share in the share capital of the business. Suppose for example, if the organization requires 10 lakh, then so here 2 lakh has been borrowed from the financial institution. Remaining 8 lakh, so how they are going to raise? So by the issue of shares. In the sense, this 8 lakh will be divided into number of small units, and these units will be issued to the public, and they will become the shareholders of the company. Hope we have understood the shares. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about how this share has been issued to the public and how the auditing of share capital has been made. So of course, I have told you there are number of ways in order to raise the capital in the business. So the best thing is that borrowing from the financial institution, and the other one is by issue of shares to the public. So here today we are going to discuss about verification and valuation of share capital, where the fund is raised by issuing shares to the public. Let us see how we are going to verify and value. So here the auditor has to keep the following points in mind. So if you see the first point, ensure that the issue is within the limit authorized. So of course there is a limit for the authorization of share capital by memorandum and articles of association of the entity. So of course these are the two important documents. So which are the two important documents? That is memorandum of association and articles of association. So as per the memorandum of association and articles of association, so how the shares has been authorized, in the same way it has to be issued to the public. So, and the next point is that ensure that the issue was subject to directors' minute. So, it has to be according to the decisions which is taken by the board of directors of the organization. So, the first thing is that it has to be issued as per the memorandum and articles of association. So, these are the two important documents in an organization. As per that only, the shares has to be authorized to the public. And the next one is ensure that the issue is subject to directors' minute. So, it has to be according to the decisions which is taken by the board of directors and shareholders approval where applicable. Of course, it has to be according to the shareholders' approval and board of directors' decision. And the next point is that ascertain and evaluate the system for control of issue. So, here, while controlling the issue of shares to the public, it has to be ascertained as well as it has to be evaluated. So, that system of issuing of shares to the public has to be evaluated first, then the shares has to be issued to the public. Next is verify the system has been properly operated. So, that is the system of issuing shares to the public, whether it is properly operated or not, they will involve examining the prospectus. Now, what do you mean by prospectus? That is, it is an invitation to the public to invite the shares of the company. So, prospectus means it is an invitation to the public to subscribe or to purchase the shares of the company. So, we have to see into consideration. So, whole operation is correct or not. Whether the whole operation of issuing shares to the public is correct or not, for that we have to first examine the prospectus, that is invitation to the public. Next, application and allotment sheets. So, of course, application money. So, here the shares can be issued to the public in many ways by application or many stages, that is application stage, allotment stage as well as call stage. So, in each and every stage, whether it is properly operated or not. So, they have to verify application and allotment sheet, the share register, cash received records, that is the amount of cash which is received from the public by purchasing the shares, then share certificate counter files and refund to unsuccessful applicants. Suppose if the shares are issued to the public and it is oversubscribed, so that share has to be refunded, right? So, each and every document has to be verified properly by an auditor. So, which are the documents? First, they have to verify the prospectus. Next, application and allotment sheet. Next, share register, cash received records, that is after selling the shares. So, whatever the cash received, that has to be verified. Next, share certificate counter files, and if there is any refund which is given to the shareholders, so that also should be verified. Where stock exchange approval was required, the auditor should. For example, if the whole issuing of share process requires stock exchange approval, in such cases, the auditor have to see the stock exchange approval also. Let us see how he is going to verify. So, the first one is ensure that permission has been obtained. Of course, here the permission is very essential of stock exchange when they are going to issue shares to the public. So, it has to be registered as per stock exchange. So, the auditor has to ensure that whether the permission has been taken in the stock exchange, it has not been given, all the money subscribed is returnable. Suppose if it is not registered, in such cases, if the amount which is raised from the public has to be refunded back. And the next one is ensure that all money is maintained in a separate bank account until all conditions were satisfied. So, until all the amount comes into the business, so it has to be deposited in a separate bank account. Ensure that the minimum subscription has been received. Of course, while issuing the prospectus itself, so in prospectus they will record the minimum subscription, in the sense what is the minimum amount that is required to raise from the public. So that has to be recorded. So ensure that the minimum subscription has been received. If they are not enough subscriber, then the whole amount has to be returnable. So here, if the minimum subscription is not received, that is the minimum amount that has to be received from the public, so that has to be recorded in the prospectus. Suppose if that minimum subscription is not received, then all the amount, that is whoever have paid the amount to the company, that has to be refunded back. Next, ouch the payment of underwriting and other fees. So here, ouching, as I have told you, that is seeing each and every transaction or examining each and every transaction which support you, ouchers. That is known as ouching. Here also, they have to do this ouching process with underwriting as well as if any other fees which is connected to this issue of share capital. Now let us see where there are no new issues. So we have discussed about new issue of shares. So we have already discussed how they are going to verify and evaluate when new shares are issued to the public. Now let us see when there is no new issue of shares. So when there is no new issue of shares has been made, the auditor should do the following aspects. So the first one is determine the total of shares of each class as stated in the balance sheet and obtain a list of shareholdings which in total should agree with the balance sheet total. Now, if there is no issue of shares which is being issued to the public, in such cases, he has to determine the total of shares by comparing the shareholdings as well as balance sheet total. So here the total of shareholdings should be equal to the balance sheet total. That is the share capital which is recorded in the liability side of the balance sheet. So the total should be same when no issue of shares is being given to the public. Next, test the balance in the share register with the list. So here share register also should be compared with the list. Which list? That is shareholding list. And the next one is, if this is not possible at the balance sheet date, it may be permissible to do it earlier provided that auditor is satisfied with the system of control over transfers. So normally this comparison of share register as well as this shareholdings list will be compared at the end of the financial year. Suppose if it is not done at the end of the financial year, then previously they can ask permission from the auditor and they can compare these two sheets. Where the share register is maintained by the independent firm of registrars, the auditor should obtain a certificate as to the accuracy as well as completeness of the share and their holdings. Suppose if the organization is not maintaining this share register and it is maintained by an independent organization, in such cases what the auditor has to do, auditor should ask the certificate of this share register of accuracy as well as correctness of that share register. So whatever the information which is recorded in the share register by an independent organization, that has to be correct. For that the auditor will ask for the certificate of correctness with regard to share register. The certificate should state that the balance on the share register agree with the issued capital at the balance sheet date. So at the balance sheet date, if they see the share register, it should tally, and if it is maintained by an independent person, in such cases, here the independent organization have to give a certificate that whatever the information which is there in the share register, so the amount in the share register will tally with the liabilities which is recorded in the balance sheet. Now let us see how we are going to verify and value the trade creditors. So till now we have discussed about verification and valuation of share capital. Now let us see how we are going to verify this trade creditors. So the auditor should ask for a schedule of creditors and check the same with purchase register as this is already examined by him. Now what the auditor has to do, how he is going to verify and value the trade creditors. So for that he has to see the creditors. That is, he has to go through the transactions relating to creditors by comparing it with the purchase ledger. So in purchase ledger, they are going to record only credit purchase of goods, right? So this purchase ledger, it has to be compared with the transaction which is relating to the creditors. He should ensure that all purchase made during the year, that is especially at the end of the year, is included in the accounts of creditors. So I have already told you, so whatever the creditors account, what the organization is going to maintain creditors account should tally with what? With the purchase book. So here under purchase book, we are going to record only credit purchase of goods. So this creditors account has to tally with purchase book which is maintained in the organization. And the next one is, in case of suspicion about any creditors, the auditor with the consent of the client is nothing but what? Organization here, can ask the statement of account to be sent and verify the same by scrutinizing ledger accounts. So here all the transactions which are recorded in journal. So it will be posted to ledger, right? In the same way, all the credit transaction which is recorded in the journal will be posted in the ledger account. In the same way, all credit purchase will be recorded in the purchase book. So what the auditor has to do? Auditor has to verify all the transaction which is relating to this trade creditors, that is credit purchase. And the next one is he should see the various debt given for discount. So along with that purchase of goods on credit basis, so he has to verify various debts which is given at discount, goods returned, etc. and confirm the same are genuine. So he has to see the transactions relating to the trade discount and the same way goods returned, etc. And the next, if the minimum subscription is not received, that is the minimum amount that has to be received from the public. If the minimum subscription is not received, that is the minimum amount that has to be received from the public, to ask or investigate about these entries. Now let us see how we are going to verify and value the debentures. So debenture is also one of the source where the organization can raise their fund, but for that there will be a fixed rate of interest. Whereas in share, they will get the dividend, whereas in debenture, they will get a fixed rate of interest. Now let us see how we are going to verify and value the debentures. For the verification of debentures issued by the company, an auditor should take the following points. Let us see how an auditor is going to verify the debentures. Of course, as I have told you, in order to raise the funds in an organization, there are a number of ways. So they can issue the shares, they can issue the debentures to the public. So as I told you, for shares, they will get the dividend, whereas for debentures, they will get a fixed rate of interest. Now let us see how the auditor is going to verify this debentures. So if you see the first point, he should examine the memorandum of association and articles of association. So while raising the funds, so these information will be recorded in memorandum of association as well as articles of association. Here also, while issuing the debentures to the public, so the auditor has to see through that, or auditor has to examine the information which is recorded in memorandum of association and articles of association. Now what are these two? These are two important documents in an organization. Which are the two important documents? Memorandum of association and articles of association. So here the auditor has to examine these two documents of the company and ascertain the powers of the company in relation to issue of debentures and to see the borrowing limit is not exceeded. So here what in the memorandum of association and in articles of association, so they will record the procedure how these shares and debentures has to be issued. So first the auditor has to see through that whether there is any provision for issuing of debentures to the public or not. And the next one is, he should examine the debenture trust deed. So here there is a document, that is debenture trust deed, to verify the amount of debentures issued and the securities offered. So here he has to examine what are the debentures that has been, or what is the amount of debentures that has been issued to the public and what are the securities given in respect of debentures. So that will be recorded in debenture trust deed. So that has to be verified by an auditor. And the next point is, he should examine the debenture account and for the debentures issued. So whatever the debentures that has been issued to the public, so that will be recorded in the debenture account. So he has to verify the debenture account also. If necessary, he can obtain a certificate from the debenture holders to verify the amount of debentures issued. So debenture holders is nothing but what? One who purchase the debentures of the company are called as debenture holders. In the same way, one who purchase the share of the company is called as shareholders. So here what the auditor has to do, he has to verify the, or he has a right to get the certificate from the debenture holders telling what is a debenture that has been issued to the public, because in debenture certificate they will mention what is the number of debenture which is issued to the public. So here the auditor has a right to take necessary certificate from the debenture holders to verify the amount of debentures issued. And the next one is he should also examine the debenture bonds. So here also there are a number of documents while issuing the debentures. So here the auditor has a right to examine the debenture bonds, register of charges and register of debenture holders. So these three documents has to be verified by the auditor, that is debenture bonds, register of charges, that is the charges while issuing the debentures. So the charges which is incurred while issuing the debentures will be recorded in register of charges, and debenture holder to see that debenture shown in the balance sheet. Of course, the debenture will be shown in the balance sheet at the end of the financial year. So the amount that has been shown in the balance sheet agree with the debenture recorded in the books of account. So these are the books what they are going to maintain, that is debenture bond, register of charges and the copy of or the certificate of debenture holders. So here all the three has to tally with the balance sheet. And the next one is if some charges are created on the assets of the company in favor of the debenture holders. So here for purchasing and debenture, certain asset may act as a security. So in such cases, if any charges which is incurred while issuing the debentures to the public, the auditor should see that the charges are duly registered with the registrar of company. So here the charges has to be duly registered with the registrar of the companies. And the next one is in case the debentures are issued at a premium, in the sense more than the amount. For example, if the debenture amount is ₹100, so if it is issued at 105, that is 105, then it means what? It is issued at premium. So if the debentures are issued at premium, in the sense more than the par value of debentures. So here 100 is the par value, more than par value is called as what? Premium. In the same way, less than par value, for example, it is 98, less than par value is called as discount. So in case the debentures are issued at premium or at discount, the auditor should see that debenture premium and the discount on issue of debentures are properly dealt with the books of account. So this premium and discount will be recorded in a separate account. So the auditor has to see through that. If it is issued at par, so the adjustment will be different. In the same way, if it is issued at premium, the adjustment will be different, and in case of discount also, the adjustment will be different. So the auditor has to make sure that in each cases they have maintained a proper books of account. And the next one is he should see that discount on issue of debentures or the loss on issue of debentures, if any, is written off as early as possible. So if there is any loss or if the debentures are issued at discount, so such type of expenses or such type of loss has to be written off as soon as possible. And the next one is, since debentures are required to be redeemed after some time. Now, what do you mean by redemption? So, that is paying back to the debenture holders along with the principal amount plus interest. So, that is known as redemption. So, since debentures are required to be redeemed after some time. For example, if a debenture holder have purchased a debenture for 10 months. So, after 10 months, it has to be returned back to the debenture holders. In such cases, the auditor should verify the arrangement made by the company for the redemption of debentures. So, how the organization have made payment to the debenture holders, how the amount has been returned back to the debenture holders, what are the measures that has been taken. So, that has to be verified by the auditor. Next, if any profit is made on redemption of debentures, the auditor should verify whether it is treated as capital profit or not. Since we are going to raise fund through this debentures, so it is treated as what? It is treated as capital. So if any profit which is earned during the redemption of debentures, so that has to be treated as a capital profit, and the auditor has to make sure that that profit is included in that capital profit. My dear students, in today's session, we have learned verification and valuation of different assets and liabilities. See you all in my next session. Till then, take care. Thank you.